hello. It is a little wobbly, yes. All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you have 3.
I do. I finally get one.
I was gonna say.
My kids commandeered the first 2, so I feel like it's only necessary I get my own, and it's red, so that's perfect.
I was gonna say they're all different too. That's what's cool.
One's
about
green,
it.
one's purple, and now I got a red one, so we're good.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Justin, on another dominating performance here at Nashville, and we really appreciate you spending some time with us. We'll go to questions in just a minute, but I just wanted to ask you, you've obviously been coming to Nashville for quite some time. You've now have 3 guitars. What makes this track just fit in your wheelhouse so much?
I wish I knew. If I could figure out why I was good at Nashville, I'd figure out how to do this at everywhere. But from the very first race here, I fell in love with this racetrack, and we dropped off the schedule for a long time, and I felt like we had opportunities to win and never really went to victory lane. And obviously getting Nashville back on the schedule, this has been one of those places that I circle on the map every year because I love coming here. I love the fans that are here. This facility, just everything about this place is so much fun. And it's not an easy racetrack. I was sitting in the car after we got to victory lane. I had to take a minute because I was exhausted, and it takes everything out of you. But at the end of the day, that's what makes this place fun. It's what makes it cool. And, this trophy, the other 2 that I have right now, every time I walk by them, it makes me really value the races that those were, and I remember those races. And so now this one adds to that collection. And, just when you walk by it, you think about all the things that went right, the things that went wrong, and you just reminisce. And so it's been really special. So I love this place. This guitar is so cool. Look, if you're a music fan, I'm not a musician. I cannot play a guitar to save my life. I did collect guitars before I won my first one, so I feel like at least I have a little understanding of guitars. And to have a Gibson guitar, but to now have 3 of them is super special. So I did say if I won this one, I had to learn how to play it. So maybe in my near future, I'll have to learn how to play it. But it's such a cool night, and to be able to do it the way that we did it, it was really special.
All right, we're going to go ahead for questions. I do want to make one notation. Justin is running a triathlon in the morning.
I am.
It starts super early at 5:30-ish.
I have to be there 5:30, yeah.
Okay, he has to be there at 5:30. So we're going to do all the things we need to do in here. But if you can also keep in mind that he probably would like to go to sleep for a couple hours before he heads there. So we will kick off and start with Holly King right here.
Hi, Holly.
Hi, Justin. Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you.
That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. It's very physically demanding to run one of these races and then to answer it with a triathlon after you've won one of these races.
Not really smart. If I'm being honest with you, it's not the smartest decision that I've ever made in my life. It's what a group of friends will do to you. Our run group that we run with, we talked about it. And we decided that it was a great idea, and in theory, it was a great idea. One problem, I can't swim. I can swim to go to a pool party, but swimming is not my strength. And we only signed up for this 2 weeks ago, and so I've been trying to learn how to swim. I've been in the lake swimming, listen. They offered up a white hat. You wear the swim caps. They offered up a white one for tomorrow if you felt like you needed a little extra surveillance by the people out in the boats. I chose not to because, nobody wants to be that guy, right? So I chose not to. So maybe in the morning I might have to ask for one of those just to be on the safe side. But the rest of my group, it's probably, Sammy Smith is running it with me. So it's a teammate running it with me. Tyler Green, one of the spotters up top, is running it. Dawson Cram, one of the other competitors. And then another gentleman, it's actually a NASCAR official, Kyle Hicks, he's running with us. So we're going to go have some fun and see what happens. And I know that I'm not going to finish first in our group, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to go have some fun and get to swim in the Cumberland River, I guess, in the morning. So bright and early. And I jump off the back of a riverboat. I think that's actually what sold it for me was you jump off the back of a riverboat. I've never had that opportunity, so we're going to see how this goes. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Zach.
Zach Sternilo, NASCAR.com. You mentioned learning the guitar in your near future. Any idea what else might lie ahead in your near future, career-wise?
Yeah, I've had this question. It's weird. I answered a question on Sirius last week at JRM Fan Day, and it's caused more of a stir than I thought it would. So I can't answer that question. We're kind of working through what that looks like. Look, there's a lot of factors that, for me, I think kind of weighed in on my decision of what 2027 and what the future looks like. I If you ask Campbell in January, he would tell you that it was 100% I was retiring. Actually, 105%. I mean, I bought a house, if that gives you any consolation. Like, I bought a house in Illinois. So the neighbors are still super confused as to what's going on. So I don't know what the future looks like. What I know is that I'm having probably the most fun I've ever had in my entire career right now. And not just because we're winning, but just I'm having fun. And some of the things that I think, I mean, look, the last 2 weeks have been really difficult on everybody. And not that that's weighed in on my decision, but it's probably made me value why I love this sport so much and why I get up in the mornings and do what I do and how fragile life really is. And so, I've enjoyed being around the people in this garage. There's nothing like the people in this garage, whether it be the media like you guys, the fans, the teams, the spotters. There's nobody like this in the world that I've lived in outside of the four walls of these racetracks. And so I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. We're working through that, but I would say today you'll probably see me. There's a higher likelihood of you seeing me next year than there isn't. If that helps your answer any. So we'll see how this goes.
You can always sell that house, Justin.
You can always
that.
sell the house.
You
Yeah.
can always sell that house. Okay, we're going to continue with questions. I'm going to go to John Newby and then Trenton up here. John.
John Newby fan buzz. I was curious because Dale said a couple times that he kind of views you as underrated now, where they don't really think about all the different things you have accomplished in your career. One of those points was you have so many wins with so many different crew chiefs, plus contending for all these different championships and winning one. What is it about you, your personality, that you can work with all of these different guys atop the pit box and still keep producing at this rate?
I think the process of how you get to where you get to, who you choose as a crew chief, kind of, what that looks like, and then really just team building. Right, I have a great group of folks around me, and if I'm being honest with you, when I went in the offseason and I knew Jim had the opportunity to go to the cup level, my only request was that I kept my guys, right? So the 17 from last year, if they were willing to stay at Junior Motorsports, I wanted to keep them, and I wanted them to be the reason that I chose who the next crew chief was going to be. And we went to lunch, we sat down, everybody had a vote, everybody had a conversation about it, and I said, look, I'm a people person, I love people, so I can manage about any personality, that life will throw at you, because I know that everybody that's at this level has worked their butts off to get here, and they are continuing to work hard. Those guys work, I don't know how many hours a week, 80 hours, 100 hours a week with that person, and they have to have that working relationship with them every day. I wanted them to make that decision, and while I had pros and cons for lots of different folks that were an option, for me, it was very important to let them weigh in on it, and they did. And Andrew has done a fantastic job. He has gone above and beyond, and I knew when we got to December and January, I knew we were going to be in great shape. And look, 4 wins is great, but I feel like we could have won 9 at this point this year. And I'm not remiss in the fact that Junior Motorsports as a whole has been great. Like, when I look at the speed we have as a company, that's impressive, right? So it's not just our 7 team, but I do feel like I've been very lucky and very blessed to have great people around me, and I've learned from some of the best crew chiefs in the business, and a lot of those crew chiefs have gone on and done a lot of great things without me, that's for good reason, because I feel like we've chosen great people to lead the 7 car, and really at all the teams that I've been at, right? And so, I don't know, you cannot work a bad attitude, and I think that's been important to me, and trying to be positive and having people around you that are positive and lifting you up, and Andrew does a really good job of that, and this whole team does. And look, we had a bad pit stop tonight that could have derailed everything, and that wasn't even a thought, right? Because they don't want to make a mistake or have an issue like that, no different than I want to, and so we rallied, we were able to get it back, and lo and behold, here we are in victory lane. So very blessed to have great people, and look, Dale's not wrong. but they've given me the tools that I need to have those opportunities and have those great crew chiefs. So, kudos to him as well, because him and his sister Kelly and Joe Mattis, Bummy, everybody that's a part of it. I mean, they give me those opportunities as well, and it shows.
All right, Trenton.
Trenton Warsham, FrenchRace.com. Congrats on the win, Justin.
Thank you.
Earlier, I asked Dale about, how good you are later in your career winning a championship, still winning a lot of races compared to these young guys who are just naturally talented. And, like Brent Crew seeing this place for the first time, giving you run-free money. What tricks do you have to prevent these young kids, as talented as they are, from getting the best of you? Because that's what Dale said your edge was, is that experience, and they may not know all the tricks just yet, but once they do, they're going to figure it out.
Listen, Brent is incredible. I've watched Brent. I feel like I've watched Brent since he was a baby, getting race cars. Right? I don't know. I mean, Millward Speedway, and watching him grow up running micros and midgets and all the different things that he's been a part of, and he's incredible talent, right? And if I'm being honest with you, I got lucky tonight. He didn't have a great cycle on that green flag pit stop. They didn't make the adjustment that they needed to make to be good on that stop, and we did, right? That being said, he still drove a heck of a race, and the older you get, the harder it is to pull from the bag of tricks, because these young guys, they learn at a rate way faster than I could have ever have learned. I mean, the tools and the technology that we have nowadays, they're learning. They're drinking through a fire hose, and just because they're learning at that rate doesn't necessarily mean they can apply it. But a guy like Brent can, and you got to start pulling little details out when it comes down to the end of these races. But for me, you give me a good race car, you give me a rabbit to chase, and I'm giving you everything I got. I mean, like I said, when I got to victory lane, I was done. I mean, I turned everything off in the car. I turned all the cooling off. I turned the cool shirt and the helmet blower. I turned all that off. I don't know if it gains any horsepower, but I'm like, I got to try something, right? I got to do everything I can to try to catch him. For me, it's exhaust all options to get to victory lane, and if you come up short, you're still going to have a great day. But I can promise you I left no stone unturned out there on those last, 35 laps.
All right. Chris?
Chris Knight, Catchments.com. Congrats, Justin.
Thanks, Chris.
They said that tonight during the broadcast, the CW Network's commentators, they compared you to Denny Hamlin. Your motivation, your work ethic, your ability to win so many races so late in your career. Does that mean anything that they compare you to Denny Hamlin?
Denny's older than me, so I guess I can't really talk about retirement. If Denny's still winning races, he's a little older than me. But I don't know. I mean, look, Denny has done a great job in his career, and I think it's interesting, right? There's a point in your career where your youth and your willingness to kind of just go lay it all on the line and just brute force it, right? And then you get older in your career and you kind of learn the tricks of the trade, and you learn, sometimes just being fast isn't the only thing that you got. And I just feel like for me, like I said, I'm enjoying where I'm at right now. I'm not young by any stretch, but I'm not old, right? And I just feel like I've still got that fire. That I think that the challenge for me is when the fire is gone, you might as well not even show up, right? So as long as that fire is still burning and you still feel like that, when it comes down to 25 laps to go and you got to go run the guy down in front of you, if you can't do that, it's time to go find something else to do. Now maybe your car won't do that, but if you're physically, like if you're not willing to try to lay it all on the line, like you got to go find something different to do. And I'm still doing that, and I still feel good about that. I still want it as bad as I've ever wanted it, right? So I think for me though, my biggest thing as I get older, I want to be a good example for my kids. I want them to grow up knowing that it's okay to not win races, but it's not okay to not give 100%. Right? I tell Harper all the time, I don't care if you're the best player on the ball field, right, as their softball, or the best runner she did track this year. I don't care if you're the best. But when you walk off the field or you walk off the track, tell me you gave me 100%, and I'll be happy with whatever the result is. So, that's kind of where I'm at in my career. I'm still 100% still good enough at this point, so that's a good thing. There's going to be a day where 100% is not going to be good enough, and I don't want to be a stat. We all know some of the drivers that have stuck around a little longer than they probably should have. And it's not because they didn't want it. You're just not able to get the job done. And I don't ever want to be that person. So I'll go until I feel like I can't do it anymore, I guess, and see what happens.
All right. I believe I had a question over here. Did I have a question over here? Okay. Was there one question I missed in the back? Anybody?
I think I answered it. I must have.
You must have
gotten to
answered
it.
all of them. That's all right. Did you have a question? He answered it?
Look at
Okay.
that.
Okay. I thought
See?
there was one more. Thank you.
We
Okay.
deliver. That's what it is.
Sure. You can do a quick follow-up. Yep.
Justin, I was just wondering if you were aware of the streak that JRM is on, trying to catch RFK for the most consecutive top 10 finishes. And O'Reilly, you guys placed 74th consecutive race tonight with at least one JRM car in the top 10. You guys could tie RFK at Indy and take the new record at Indianapolis in July.
That's freaking cool, man. I did not know that. I said it earlier. It's amazing what our race team does. You come sit in the four walls of our shop, and it's impressive what we're able to accomplish with the race team that we have. The men and women that come in every day to work at our shop are special. They're racers. They get it, and it means a lot. So the fact that we're able to do that is impressive. It's not without help. Hendrick Engine Shop, obviously, they do everything they can, right? Chevrolet, they do everything they can. But I'm so proud of the effort that our team puts in, and the effort that we're able to manage. So we'll keep digging. Look, anything can happen, anything can go wrong. But I'm proud of the effort that we got, and we got a couple of tough tracks coming up to make that happen. So we're gonna have to be on our A game. So we'll see what happens. San Diego's the one I got, circled. Anything can and will happen in San Diego, I think, as we go forward. So we'll see what goes on there.
All right. Dustin?
Dustin Levine on
Yes,
GSP.
Tom?
Justin, you're 1 win shy of tying your career high for a single season, so obviously 2 from breaking it.
Yeah, it was 2018. Yeah, and
2018,
tell me
yeah.
how I did at the end of the year.
That wasn't good.
Yeah, so I don't want that. That's a stat that I don't know if I want to break that because it was a terrible playoffs for me. So go ahead. I
guess you answered it, but how important would it be to break that at this stage of your career?
I would listen, when we get to the end of the year at Homestead, if I'm standing up here with a trophy, not a winner's trophy, a champion trophy, I don't care if it says 0 wins in the column or if it says 100. I want that championship trophy way more than I want those individual wins. Now, that being said, there's plenty of others that want the same thing, that are fast enough to do the same thing. I'm looking at some of these young guys. I mean, Brent's ultra talented. Corey has done an amazing job. Jesse has stepped up, right? He wants to win 2 in a row. There's so many guys that we're racing with on a weekly basis that have the ability, have the speed. I love winning, and these are awesome. But that year that we in 2018 we won the most, I would trade all of those wins to even have a shot at going for a championship at the end of that year. So I think that it would be cool, it would be special. But I think the thing that would make it more special, I'm watching Andrew. His parents were here tonight, right? His wife and kids were in Darlington a few races ago. All the pit crew guys, the mechanics, the smiles on their faces, yeah, it's fun to win, and I enjoy this part of it. But seeing their enjoyment out of it and knowing how hard they work, I just want to keep getting towards that championship because I know how special that big trophy is. So it'd be fun. I think we got the car to do to surpass that record, but I'll take a championship trophy at the end of the year instead. Thank you.
All right, Justin. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
On getting another guitar, and good luck in the morning as well.
I appreciate it. I don't think that I should take that to the triathlon with me in the morning. I don't think it'll do anything for me, but thank you guys all. Everybody in the media. I know as equally hard as it's been on all of us these last 2 weeks, it's the same for all of y'all. You guys, again, relationships in the garage and being a part of it. So thank you for what you've done and the stories that have been told through the last 2 weeks. I've read so many great articles and stories, and I'm tired of the AI crap that's getting posted, but I really have seen so many great things. So all of y'all are a big part of that. So thank you very much for what you guys do and what you do in the sport. And you're probably a part of the reason why that I'm maybe deciding that I might want to stick around. So just so we're all on the same page. So if I do, just know that you're a small part of it, okay?